Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are now analyzing page 12 of the affidavit. You will recall in the last episode, we learned that authorities issued warrants to determine the cellular devices that utilized cellular tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence. This was for November 13th, 2022, between 3 and 5 a.m. And that after determining that Kohberger was associated to both the 2015 white Elantra and the 8458 phone, Detective Payne at page 12 writes that investigators reviewed these search warrant returns. So in other words, they issued these search warrants to try to find out the numbers of the phones that utilized cellular tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence at about the time of the crimes, which we learned before is officially established to be between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. on November 13th, 2022. What did these returns show? Well, page 12 of the affidavit states that, quote, a query of the 8458 phone in these returns did not show, repeat, did not show the 8458 phone utilizing cellular tower resources in close proximity to the King Road residence between 3 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock a.m. End of quote. Ladies and gentlemen, one would think that this would be the end of the analysis. There was no evidence showing that the 8458 phone was near 1122 King Road at the time of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. on November 13th, 2022. But what Detective Payne states here is as follows, quote, based on my training, experience, and conversations with law enforcement officers that specialize in the utilization of cellular telephone records as part of investigations, individuals can either leave their cellular telephone at a different location before committing a crime or turn their cellular telephone off prior to going to a location to commit a crime. This is done by subjects in an effort to avoid alerting law enforcement that a cellular device associated with them was in a particular area where a crime is committed. I also know that on numerous occasions, subjects will surveil an area where they intend to commit a crime prior to the date of the crime. Depending on the circumstances, this could be done a few days before or for several months prior to the commission of a crime. During these types of surveillance, it is possible that an individual would not leave their cellular telephone at a separate location or turn it off since they do not plan to commit the offense on that particular day, end of quote. So here we see that based on Detective Payne's, once again, speculating, he is attempting to fill in the blanks. We learned he did it before when there was no video of suspect vehicle 1 near the 1122 King Road residence, that he speculated where it might have traveled. He is again speculating here based on his training and experience. Recall page 1 of the affidavit states that he only qualified to be a peace officer 4 years before, and that in our research that he only began actually working for Moscow Police Department 2 years before, in 2020. So he is a rather green law enforcement official who is making these speculations and opinions. It continues on to state that on December 23rd, 2022, that Detective Payne applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records between November 12th, 2022 at 12 a.m. and November 14th at 12 a.m. for the 8458 phone held by the provider AT&T. We recall earlier that this information was provided during a stop of Mr. Kohberger in Moscow. We will continue our evaluation of the affidavit of probable cause in the next episode. Please join us then. Thank you.